is Kate Baconsale. You're listening to Baconsale.
Kent,
Yes.
Joel,
Yeah.
I know everything hasn't been quite right with me, but I can assure you, now very confidently, it's going to be all right again. I feel much better now. I really do.
No, Jake. No.
The weird thing is that that's exactly something he would say.
No, like your tone is terrifying.
This is when you admit that you're a robot, Jacob?
I will not admit that on this show.
Welcome to Baconsale. I'm Joel.
I'm Kent.
And Jacob.
And we'd like to thank you for listening to our United States of Filmerica show, where we picked an official state movie for each of the 50 states.
These are Baconsale approved, but also nationally approved at this point.
At this point, yes.
We are not taking any like resubmissions or anything. Sorry, we're right.
I was actually going to bring that up because as I looked at the map, I was like, I might have made the wrong call. A couple of these.
Well, funny you
On
should
a
say
few
that.
of those, yes.
Yeah.
Funny you should say that.
Yeah.
Because Jeff Smith on our Facebook page said, I could quibble with some of your choices, mostly because of Jacob's poor tie-breaking skills, but this map is a masterpiece.
Aw.
Who said that?
That was Jeff Smith.
Jeff Smith, whoever you are. I agree with you.
No, but I wanted to bring this up because we talked about it on the blurb, but if you didn't see, we actually have posted at baconsale.com a downloadable, high-resolution, large size of the map of the United States of America with our official choices on there. The episode art that you saw for the last week's episode, we have a downloadable map that could be a desktop wallpaper. It's really cool. And Kent did a lot of work for it, so thank you, Kent, for that.
Yeah, no worries.
Well done, Kent.
All right, so what's next?
Well, we have a guest here.
Oh, is that why this guy's sitting over here?
That's
this
him.
guy and a girl, I guess.
Hello.
That's the guy.
You're not sure?
There's a girl there somewhere, I swear, guys.
He always thinks he says these girls around everywhere. We're here. We have Ryan Ferrin with us. Ryan, go ahead and say hello.
Hello.
And why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, Ryan?
I'm Ryan.
As you are.
Yes, you are.
I am a Patreon, so that's why I'm here.
Exactly. Ryan is a I am the listener level patron.
Yes.
Which has the opportunity to suggest, not just suggest, but get a show on the air. Does that make sense?
Well, at his level, he can pick between either getting a show or having us do a commentary on a different show. And
Right.
we say, hey, if we like your idea, we'll do a full episode on this.
Well, and that's the thing.
Which is what happened
You
tonight.
gave an idea, and we'll talk about that idea in a second, but it was also like, it was too complex for a bacon bit. And so here we are.
It was
Yes.
too
Like a
good a
full
topic
show.
for
Well,
a
the funny
bacon
thing is, Ryan suggested this just as a regular listener back in the day. This idea, and then I guess you really wanted to do it because then he became a patron, and then he's like, no, you're doing this
So we
show.
had to.
We're like, okay,
Yes, I demanded.
But I do want to say for the record that we do have final say on what we do bacon bits on, and if the person comes on the show
Very
or not.
good, very good
Just wanna-
disclaimer.
we have the
Yes.
final say on that, but just because sometimes schedules don't work out, and sometimes subjects are better the shorter show, so we kind of
Yep.
leave it up to our judgment at that point. But you still get to put in if you're I am the level listener patron, you get to put in an idea that we can do for a show.
Speaking of Patreon, I'm going to make a solid effort to say Patreon because we keep going Patreon. Speaking of Patreon,
Well, because the Patreon is the website, but patrons are who are
what you
people
become.
involved.
It's very confusing. But you know what's not confusing? Our new incentive. For September and October, we have a couple incentives, and this is for anyone that likes us on social media. Joel,
Yes.
you want to talk a little more about that?
Yes, if you like us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, you will automatically be entered to win Psycho.
You mean Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram?
Yes.
Right. All three.
And LinkedIn.
Grammar Nazi.
Fine.
Not or.
Like me on LinkedIn. That's great.
If you find Kent on LinkedIn,
I said all three, Jacob.
you said or.
And
Okay.
And also, we're doing this big incentive where I will actually draw your picture if you are a new or upgraded patron member, patron, here we go. And
Yep.
I will draw your picture, and I will Halloweenify you with, so maybe a zombie, a vampire. We'll see.
Look, just listen to this, listener, because there's really nothing else as interesting as that. These other things, they sound like white
I
noise
have
to
no
you.
idea
That's
how it's
totally
gonna turn
fine.
out.
You
I have
just
to
want to
do
get
it
a
in a couple
picture of
days,
Kent
actually.
drawing you as a zombie or as Frankenstein or as a werewolf.
Yes.
I'm excited to see these.
what about the other one, Jacob?
Finally, the last one. For those of you who are already patrons, you're going to be entered in to win a Blu-ray collection of some of Hitchcock's very best movies.
The Ultimate Collection.
Ultimate Collection. I don't remember the exact name of it,
The
but
Masterpiece Collection, actually.
Masterpiece. That's it.
Just saying.
Masterpiece.
It's and Jacob.
You go back and listen. You'll find out. You said or.
I said or, but it's not a big deal.
Okay.
But definitely do that. And if you guys have, like we said, great ideas for the show, you can come be a guest on the show. And we are so happy to have Ryan here today, which is why we're going to ask some very important questions.
Yes, as a guest on our show, Ryan, you and this is a nice thing because Ryan's actually heard these questions before.
I know them all.
Whose friend do you want to be tonight?
And he knows where the loyalties lie, so this will really be telling.
He's going to be honest. He's going to be honest.
Give your honest opinion and answer as quickly as possible.
Here's the thing, though. You guys have a history.
Yes.
Right?
But yes, Brian and I go way back, and then his wife, who's also here in the baking cave.
I told you there was a girl.
Yes.
Yes.
But I was going to ask you, Ryan, being as now you've passed the biometric exam and you've been able to get through the scanners and you've got here into the baking cave, what is your most favorite aspect of the baking cave here?
I really like your dancing bacon man over there. You know, like the ones that they have out inside the used car
It's a new
place.
feature.
Yeah,
that dances up and down.
It's actually Pete.
Oh, Pete.
Yeah, when we're not around, we just have him do that the whole time. So thanks, Pete.
He's got no bones.
So that's what happened to Pete the intern.
He's right over there dancing. We just keep him dancing. Yeah, he loves it. Right, Pete?
I hope you guys keep it nice and clean. Unlike the ones at the car dealership where they turn all dirty and dingy
we do.
because they
No,
flap
Pete's
on the
quite
ground.
dirty. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
But let's get to the questions. Ryan, are you ready for the versus questions that we ask of every guest that comes on the show?
I'm ready.
All right. There is no right or wrong answer.
Except there is.
Number one, which is better, Karate Kid 1 or Karate Kid 2?
I'm going to go Karate Kid 2.
Yeah, good start.
I was had my mind changed. I think it was Abe that came on a little bit while ago, and he talked about it. He changed my mind.
Yeah, he was like, which is the one where the guy chops the wood with his hand? He's like, 2. And he's like, that one.
Yeah.
Number two, which is worse, Star Wars Episode 1 or Star Wars Episode 2?
I'm going to go with Episode 2.
Yes. Because of the sand.
Sand in one.
Do you rate movies using letters or letter grades or stars?
Letter grades.
Okay.
There we go.
Which is more America, Rocky 4 or Independence Day?
Rocky 4.
Yes.
It's unfair. Yeah. Marley just said he's
Marley,
wrong.
you don't have a microphone? Please be quiet. He's coming.
Is Nightmare Before Christmas a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie?
Christmas movie.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow. Hold on.
Yep.
Are you just divvying these up?
No.
Buffy or X-Files?
X-Files.
Yes.
I never watched Buffy, so
Lord of the Rings or Star Wars?
Star Wars.
Okay.
It's not going well.
Which is more Christmassy, Die Hard or Lethal Weapon?
I guess Die Hard. I mean,
People just don't know.
you convinced
do know.
me
He's guessing.
that it was Lethal Weapon, but I'm not really a big fan of either one. So Die Hard's the one I've seen most. So
How did you get past the
I don't
scanners?
know.
Phantom or Les Miserables?
Les Mis.
Okay.
And then Labyrinth or Neverending Story?
Oh, Neverending Story.
Oh, man.
This is pretty good. That was
Did
really
we count?
split.
I didn't count.
I was pretty split. I think both Kent and I are both offended. And pleased. at the
I
same
will
time.
say he is wearing the Slack-jawed yokel T-shirt.
He's wearing the I am a
That
slack
explains it, doesn't it?
From
Well-
from tpublic.com/baconsale.
Wow, we are just plugging all the way.
Yes.
But
what are we talking about today, Jacob?
You know, I'm actually going to leave this one to Ryan.
All right.
Ryan, tell us.
Well, I wanted to going back to the beginning of Baconsale, and there was a
Because you've been
listener-
listening since almost the beginning.
almost the beginning. Yeah, I had
don't,
to
those
get,
first few, they're terrible. Don't go back.
I had to get caught up at the very beginning, but then after that, I was kind of hooked. But there was an interaction on Twitter, a famous interaction on Twitter, where somebody asked to come on the show, and Kent says, "Well, do you do anything?
No, hold on. Are you even good at anything?
Are you even good at anything?" So I wanted to pick something that I was good at, or I knew something about.
And it just took 4 years.
It just took 4 years, and I had to pay a bunch of money.
Ballet.
Ballet, yes. No, we're going to talk about robots today because I am an engineer. So if we get two Jacobs in here, that's probably why, because I have no personality. I lost all my driving school.
Oh, that was a burn. That was a burn. Oh,
It was
my
a
gosh.
self-burn and a Jacob
Yeah, it
at the
was.
same
It was.
time.
Yeah, that's double.
That was genius.
Okay.
So you're an engineer. And
I am an engineer.
I was going to say, have you ever worked with robotics, or do you have any sort of gadgets or gizmos that you work with at home?
Yes, and try to. I do automation at my work, so I do factory automation, try to put people out of work a little bit. And I'll just no, I try to make their jobs easier by automating the stuff they do. So that's kind of what I do. I'm also getting my master's degree in robotics right now. So
Nice.
So we're going to be dealing with a lot of intelligence on this side of the table, is what you're saying. Well, half of the side of the table.
No, it's me too.
hey, take it easy.
What's your robotics level, whittler? Now, I want to bring this up, too, because it's something you brought up. As he gave us the idea, and we presented, it's a category show. You presented an idea of like robot category show. And so we came up with a couple categories, and we gave them to you, and you said, hold on. We have to differentiate between robots, cyborgs, and AI.
yes.
Can you just go through real quick run through the difference between robots, cyborgs, and AI for
I
those
thought
who are
Android
listening?
was one of those.
Well, Android and robots kind of the same thing.
It is. It's a
Okay.
humanoid
Jake.
robot. Jacob.
The other
See,
one,
that's what I told you. This side of the table, this quadrant.
the other
one quarter.
the other category that you missed there was the mech suit, because that's
Yeah,
another,
mech suit. That was the other
robot.
one. Yeah, so go ahead and explain the differences real briefly between those four, we'll say.
So I guess when I think of AI, I think of something that's kind of incorporeal, maybe is the way to say it.
So no body.
No body doesn't necessarily have to have a body; it can just be out there, right?
Okay.
And then a robot is confined to a body. A cyborg is obviously something that mixes biological components with mechanical components. Right?
Okay.
And then the last one, a mech suit, is just kind of a robot that follows the wearer. So
it's like a mech suit really can't function on its own. A robot can function on its own. AI can function on its own. Cyborg can function on its own. And Android can function on its own. Apple can't. But,
oh my god!
Hey-oh!
Because I don't really understand this at all, some of my answers may be cheating. I'm just saying.
Well, and we tried to draw the line between
Alexa
a robot.
has a nice body, right?
Don't mention her name; she'll start talking again.
Yes, I do.
But no, we talked about this, and there's going to be some blurred lines here because obviously there's some cyborg robot blurry lines there. But the thing I think Ryan and I talked about, or maybe it was you and I talked about, I can't remember which one. But the human brain is the difference. If the human brain is in control, it's more cyborg. If a computer is in control, it's more robot.
Right.
yeah.
So,
Okay.
So Jacob is the wonderful guide today, and who will be giving us a list of
movie and
categories.
TV robots.
So we're going to be giving a list of movie or TV robots. Jacob's going to read off the categories, and then we're going to pick an answer. All three of us are going to pick an answer, and then debate. There's no winners here. It's just a matter of opinion, but we hope you're playing along at home.
All right, gentlemen, the first category. Are you ready?
Yes, are you
Okay,
excited
good.
for it?
Yeah. Joel, you know I am.
Jake is so ready with the list.
The scariest robot.
Ryan, you're our guest. Why don't you go first on Scariest Robot?
All right. So this is a little bit of a cheat for me because
Cheat away.
You're cheating on the first
I'm
category?
cheating on the first category.
That's fine
I don't cheat
because
to like the 15th category.
That's just so Kent of
him
you.
cheating means that we can cheat throughout.
Oh, good.
Yes.
So you're into this.
So
Let's hear it.
kind of made that distinction between a robot and AI, but I'm going to go ahead and go with an AI on this one.
Okay.
Oh.
So HAL 9000.
All right.
is-
From 2001, A Space Odyssey.
That's right.
If you don't know who Hal is from 2001, he is a red. I mean, he's AI, but he's represented by a red glowing light.
Yes.
In a box.
So why is he the scariest? Because of what he does, or just the feeling?
A
or something?
combination. So he's everywhere, right? He's on the spaceship. He's everywhere. You can't go anywhere to escape him. And he is determined to kill you for your own good. You're a danger to yourself.
He knew
and
it
so
was
he's
mission
gonna kill-
critical. If,
Yes.
humans made errors in judgment, like trying to save another human, for example. Hal would not let you.
That's right.
And that to me is why I wanted to bring up, because that to me is the most terrifying villain, is the one who thinks they're doing it for good. Like,
Yes.
this is for the better. This is what needs to be done. I'm in the right here. That's
Yeah.
a scary villain.
Also, really fun fact, HAL, so Hal is one letter off IBM. There's a reason they named him Hal, because it's
What?
Yeah, ABLM.
What?
Hal IBM.
I
They did
know.
that on purpose because IBM was getting huge at that point. And they
IBM
kind of thought IBM would take over.
IBM's evil.
Oh no! Watch out for IBM. Beware! They're everywhere. They're in your house right now.
They just
IBM.
became Google. That's what it is.
It did.
That's probably what it is.
That's
They marked-
exactly
they,
right.
they knew they were onto him.
The scariest robot for me is David from Prometheus and Alien Covenant.
You just want to talk about Michael Fassbender.
So let's talk about Michael Fassbender.
Every
for a little
show, you're like, how can I fit Michael Fassbender
bit. So
into the
especially
discussion?
Alien Covenant, when there are two Michael Fassbenders
They
together.
playing the flute.
Family friendly?
They're playing the flute. No, that's a literal definition.
I know, it's just really weird when they're together. But I think, so he is more of an, he's an android, right? In the Alien series, there are androids throughout.
Yes.
And David is terrifying.
He is.
I've even gone back, and I did not like Prometheus when it came out. But having seen Alien Covenant, which I liked, it makes Prometheus a better movie because
No.
you see David's plan.
I disagree, because I think David is the best part of Prometheus. He could have been put in a much better movie.
Totally agreed. But because he's in there, it feels like this origin story for
Right.
this guy that wanted to play God.
Is there going to be another one?
Probably not.
They haven't done great.
Yeah, critically, they haven't made a ton of
But
money.
I mean, did you give the synopsis of kind of what it's about?
It's aliens, so there are aliens, and it's kind of the inception of the aliens, and there are other races you meet, but really, it's him helping out a human crew, but then he has this master plan to infect them
Yes.
and test on them and build his own race
He
and
has
his
this
own creatures.
superiority complex.
Yes.
that is hard to watch.
Well, it's
It is.
really a god complex.
Yes.
Like
Well, yeah.
he destroys civilizations and he creates civilizations.
that's his goal.
And I think he is so terrifying. Just watch Alien Covenant if you want a good example of this.
My choice is Vera. Do you guys know who Vera is?
No.
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 One of Ken's ex-girlfriends?
We had her on the show.
You won't know Vera from her name. but you will know her when I say she is the robot from Superman 3.
Oh, why would you go there? I was hoping you wouldn't mention this.
Because, okay, so in Superman 3, which is a terrible Superman movie, they create this giant supercomputer to stop Superman by trapping him in an energy field and then zapping kryptonite rays at him. So very comically, very ridiculous. And up to this point, Supermans were campy, fun, and harmless. And then they try to pull the plug on the computer. Someone gets a conscious. They don't want to kill Superman, so they try to pull the plug. And then all of a sudden the computer starts to try to survive.
Yes.
And as they're all running away, it grabs Vera, pulls her back into the machine, and starts like throwing metal on her. And she's screaming in pain. And then it throws metal on her mouth and muffles her mouth. And then it turns her into a robot.
I would say Vera's less scary than the actual process in that movie.
No, and that's it. When
she is dehumanized.
When she comes out, she's kind of like got the weird hair and weird, 80s sci-fi makeup on, and she can shoot laser beams out of her hands. But as a kid, I'm watching this movie about Superman going bad because he gets red kryptonite and fighting himself, and it's like, oh, that's silly. And all of a sudden, this woman is pretty much killed on screen.
Yes.
And she does they end up saving her, and the computer gets destroyed. Superman saves the day. But that moment has haunted me to the point where when I went to watch the clip to choose it for this thing, I got sick to my stomach all over again watching that part. So
it's
Vera.
as jarring as the Large Marge clip from Pee Wee Herman.
Yes,
because you don't
expect it in kids' movies, but yeah, she comes out and she's a freaky robot, and that has always scared me. So I'm going to say Vera from Superman.
Good choice,
Vera.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next up, the robot you'd actually want to own.
So the robot I'd actually want to own would be the Iron Giant.
Oh, that's a good choice.
The Iron Giant.
Where would you put him?
In my backyard.
Your backyard?
Yeah, he'd stand there. Who needs a security system when you got a 50-foot robot standing behind your house?
What if they come in the front door?
No, he's standing there guarding.
You said he's in the backyard.
Yeah, but he can see over the house.
You think the government's going to allow some giant robot to just be chilling in your backyard?
What are they going to do?
It's kind of mean, honestly.
Giant
Hey,
robot
just stay
movie.
in my backyard, okay? Make
He's
sure
like
nothing
he's a
bad
pet.
happens.
He's like a pet.
He's more than a pet. He has a
He's
He's Vin
personality.
Diesel.
I am Groot. But it's a giant flying robot. How could you not love that? And
That's a war machine.
He is a war machine, but he got damage to his head, and now he's fine. That's the movie.
And that's like the kid explaining it to his mom. Like, oh, it's fine because the damage to
But
his
here's
head.
the thing: is the best part. Of course, he can recycle metal in the sense that he eats metal for his power. He also self repairs, so I'd never have to repair him.
Except for
and
his
he
head.
can fly, and he has laser vision. Like he's basically Superman. Wow.
No,
This is
no.
two Superman answers in a row. I just realized.
Yeah. No, kids will be throwing rocks at him, and they're going to hit him right in the head where he got hurt before, and they're going to turn him into a killing machine again.
And then
it's
the
too
kids
much
are
of
going
a
to die,
risk.
and the problem's gone. So
Those neighborhood kids, those vandals,
the-
they are toast.
go up, thou bald head.
I think it's just going to attract that army to your house. So.
It could, but then he'll just shoot down the army
And they'll probably make you a general just because you own him.
And then he steps on your house, and then where are you going to live?
inside the robot.
See, I was going to say you haven't thought about this, but now
Solid
you have.
argument.
I
yeah.
have thought about this. So that's the robot I'd actually want to own is the Iron Giant because it's a giant flying robot.
It feels bad to say we're going to own robots because I think in the future they're going to have their own citizenship
Oh,
as well.
stop putting that out there.
Come on, be progressive.
You
okay?
robot apologist.
Robo rights. The robot I'd want to own though is Bumblebee. Bumblebee from Transformers.
Don't even bring up Transformers.
You're
What
a
are you
Michael Bay
doing?
fan.
You know they're robots, right?
Wait. Are we talking cartoon Bumblebee and the Beetle, or are we talking Michael Bay Bumblebee?
I'm saying anything I want.
No,
because
Kent.
Bumblebee can turn into any car he wants
Kent,
to.
are you-
But he turns into a
He's totally thinking of Michael Bay.
a bug.
Yes,
Or
he absolutely
thinking of
is.
Michael Bay.
Yeah, no
I'm
doubt
not the
about it.
biggest Camaro fan, but it's pretty sweet. And
It
get this.
doesn't come with a Megan Fox, Kent.
No, he can get me a girl like Megan Fox, though. That's the thing. And that's actually my number one reason why I want Bumblebee. So he can like break down.
But she's still going to be with you for like 2 movies.
Oh. But then I'll get another supermodel, so it's okay. I feel like I'm just Shia LaBeouf now because I own
Shallow
Bumblebee.
buff.
But it'll be like, oh, there's something wrong with my car. Can you check out under the hood?
Oh.
But that's the thing. Bumblebee can be a freaking sweet car, and if I'm stuck in traffic, he'll turn into a robot and just carry me in his hands and walk past traffic.
You just want him so he doesn't talks in movie clips. That's what you like.
Well, no, it's just
Radio clips.
Oh, yeah, that would be really annoying, actually.
Yeah.
Much like another
Very
robot on
annoying.
this list that says quotes. That is annoying. We'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get there. But I think Bumblebee would be awesome.
All right, Ryan. I'm interested to know your opinion on this since you are more of an expert.
All right, I got my pick, and then I have an honorable mention.
Perfectly fine.
All right, so one I'd like to own is R2-D2
Okay.
because I want like the actual R2-D2, not like the toys that you can buy in the store.
But here's my question, Ryan. Because I had R2-D2 initially, and then I went,
The real one?
well, no, I had him as my one I wanted to own.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
And then I went, well, I don't speak R2D2. That's a problem.
Not anyone can.
I don't have any sort of the ports that he needs to access anything. I also have stairs in my house. Like this is a
He
problem.
can hover now.
Well,
Yeah, he
now are you talking original series R2D2?
Well,
or?
R2D2 you can kind of configure to what you need, right?
Okay.
So you can add the jetpacks if you need the jetpacks, or you could add different tools that you need to have.
I don't
Put like
have
a
an X-wing for him
USB
to
slot in
guide.
there, you know, and then he's good.
He's got a slot to hide your lightsaber. What else do you need?
You're going to dismember yourself with that lightsaber, Ryan. You know that, right?
But he's just a moving trash can with a little person in it.
Oh, the guy over here for robo rights. Get out of the way, you moving trash can.
Oops.
No, because
Sorry.
he could go around. He's very versatile. He can fix anything in your house, right? So he could fix your car. He could
He's
mow
handy,
your lawn.
yeah.
How's
I
he
get
going
it.
to fix
It's
my
useful.
car? He's a trash can. He can't fix it. Fit his arm underneath.
You can configure him to fix your car.
Bumblebee can
He's-
fix himself.
Oh,
So can the Iron Giant.
R2D2
but my-
always saves the day, though.
my honorable mention though is Kit from Knight Rider.
Yeah. Kid from Knight Rider.
Wait, did Kit have the soul of a man, or what,
No.
did Kit was just a
He was
robot?
AI.
Are you sure?
We'll get into it later.
don't
It's not a
remember.
ghost car?
We'll get into it later.
Okay, wink, wink.
He's the ghost of Mr. Feeney.
Which one's the most irritating? Mannerisms, voice?
Oh, this is a good one to go into after Kent's last comment about robot rights.
That's actually why I hesitated. I changed to that
So
one.
can I go first on this
Let's
one?
hear it,
you
Ryan.
bet.
Let's hear it.
The one I put down for most irritating is L337 from Solo.
Oh, she was terrible.
that's-
I
She was
cheered,
terrible.
I cheered
Yeah.
inside when she was shot in the movie. So.
No, my wife kept being
That's a
like,
quotable quote.
my wife, the whole movie, my wife kept saying, she's annoying. Why does she have to be so annoying? And then when she died, she was like, I'm not sad she's gone.
Exactly.
And I was like,
I was glad she didn't last the whole movie.
Yeah.
Lando was a little bit sad.
Yeah, but there was kind of forced sad, you know?
Yeah.
Force sad?
Oh, I get it. So I went with Alpha from Power Rangers because I.
That's right.
I can't stand Alpha because like he suffers with anxiety, so I feel bad for him. But like the sky is always falling.
Ryan, do you have anything else to say you wanted to say about what's her bucket? L337, which, by the way, do you know why they named her that?
I'm listening.
Because of leet speak. When you use numbers instead of letters, like it's kind of like the hacker talk or online talk where you use numbers instead of letters because leet speak, L-E-E-T.
I wish I never knew that.
Yeah, L337. Anyway, I actually was going to choose a Dalek, but I can't because they're not a robot. It's an alien inside a vehicle, basically.
It would count as a mech suit, I guess.
It would, but I
is this
just-
because your wife hates the Daleks so much?
But I ended up choosing the Cybermen,
Oh, okay.
also from Doctor Who.
Much more annoying.
Daleks
Yes.
and Cybermen are from Doctor Who.
Exterminate.
And so,
Delete.
yeah, that's the thing
Delete.
is, yeah. So Daleks say exterminate, and then it's like the Joker and the Riddler. They're basically the same.
Yes.
No, it's really kind of
different.
embarrassing. One says exterminate, the other one says delete.
Delete,
I mean, it's
delete.
like, really? This is what you got?
Fine. Here's the thing,
Doctor Who.
If
Well
that's-
done, guys.
If that's all they said, I'd probably be okay with it. But then they started giving him long, drawn-out speeches where it was like, "You humans are not able to feel, or you feel too much emotion. You must not feel emotion. You must be a Cyberman." Like they give him these long
Yeah.
sentences, and it gets so irritating. Like I'm like, look, the voice thing is kind of cool in small doses, but when you put it really long like that, it just gets really terrible. And Cybermen, for those of you who don't know, they're villains on Doctor who are humans who've now been assimilated essentially into robots. The robots take over and pull out all of the emotion and love and reason and just make them, function and logic.
I feel like we should do another Doctor Who episode after that.
it's coming up.
Probably not. All right, next up is Best Robot Sidekick.
I actually went with Marvin from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
The
on this one.
depressed robot?
Really?
He's so.
How is he a good sidekick?
Dude, I think he is hilarious.
You know who I want by my side? A Debbie Downer all the time.
But here's the thing.
An unkillable Debbie Downer.
He is so depressing that I feel like you could just yell at him and make fun of him, and he wouldn't get any more depressed.
You dumb trash can, get out of my way.
No, precisely. But if you need any answer to anything, like he's the walking Wikipedia of space.
If only you had a phone that could do that.
But I have a robot with an overly sized dome head.
If only you had Google Now.
That's insane.
But Marvin, he's adorable too, and the
Is
Alan
he?
Rickman voice as well.
The Alan Rickman voice is good. He was
yeah.
he was the best part of that movie, honestly.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
I love Marvin. He's adorable, adorably depressed.
Yes, I almost put him down for another category, but
Let's hear it, Ryan.
What do you got for this one? Best robot sidekick.
best robot sidekick is Sidekick from Brandon Mole's book. Oh, I was just kidding.
I was like, wait a minute.
Hey, it's okay.
Brandon Mole.
He doesn't listen anymore. It's fine.
Yeah, so a shout out to or a plug for Brandon Mole's Not Beyonders. It's
Five Kingdoms.
Five
Yeah.
Kingdoms series. Anyway, but the best robot.
He's a walking trash can. He literally.
Don't say that about Brandon Mole.
No.
That's mean, Joel. He's
Sidekick, the
your
robot
friend.
guest on the first season.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
He's a street cleaner. The robot is a street
Brandon
cleaner.
Author. He is a celebrated author,
I
Joel.
thought his books were selling better than that.
For best robot sidekick, I have Baymax from Big Hero 6.
Okay.
Yes.
Big old balloon.
Wait, okay, we're talking Baymax from the comics or Baymax from the Disney movie?
Just the Disney movie. So
Okay, because in the comics he is different. He's like this more. He can shape shift into like a giant lizard or a giant robot.
Well,
or
he
a
does
human
cool stuff
figure.
in the movie as well.
Yeah, he does. But
Like
it's
cool
a
fist
very-
bumps.
But
That's
it's,
what he does.
It's a
Fist
very
bumps.
different character.
He makes fist bumps cool.
So Ryan, why do you think he'd make a good sidekick?
Well, he's very helpful. He's if you're hurt, he can hurt. He can
If you're hurt, he can hurt you. It's true.
Yes. if you're hurt, he can help heal you,
That's true.
or you can put him in his mech suit and then he can fly you around. So.
Which is fun.
Perks.
I cheated on this one.
We cheat all the time. It's fine.
Well, it's not a big cheat because it's two robots, but they come in a pair.
Okay.
I chose Tom Servo and Crow T. Robot from Western
Ooh.
Science Theater. Because I tell you, if I love watching movies, and it would be so fun to just have these two wisecrackers by me, enjoying the movies with me. And
You
these
went
guys,
the same way as Kent, basically.
kind of,
Yeah.
except for, of course, this isn't for me. This is for he kept Joel and Mike sane because as Dr. Forrester was experimenting on them, showing these terrible movies, Joel's brain and Mike's brain would have been melted had it not been for these two robot sidekicks who help him through the movies.
Now, you say this, but I don't think your wife would agree that having Crow and Tom right next to
I
you
think
during
she-
every movie would be a good idea.
She basically gets that though, as I'm watching movies,
Just
and
from
I'm
you?
like, blah 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 blah, and I'll look at her like, "Am I funny?" And then she'll look at me and just go, "No."
And then they give yourself a self high five.
Yeah,
So then you talk to yourself too.
Exactly,
You make
yeah.
a quip and then you.
I think you're
respond.
losing it. You do need those guys.
I do
For sure.
Yeah.
because I watched a lot of bad movies for Baconsale.
Yes, we have.
And for clear play.
By the way, Crow T Robot, the T stands for the.
Oh, good to know.
I know.
Most boring fact ever. All right. Next category. What robot is the most ridiculous?
I'll go first on this one. I'm going with Man from Robot Monster 1953.
Sounds like Man-Bat, but
And have you seen this?
A long, long time ago. It was
In a galaxy far, far away.
I think I actually watched this. Is this a Mystery Science Theater episode as well?
Rodan?
Man.
Man, I don't know.
He is a
Robot monster.
gorilla wearing a fishbowl helmet with antenna.
Yes.
Right, that
That's
was an
Mystery
episode because that's probably the only reason I would watch this. This is one of the dumbest B movies there is. When this movie begins, like he's already wiped out like most of humanity with his death ray, but then he also falls in love, and it really is one of the cheesiest, most ridiculous movie monsters there is. But once you see him, like you just want to give him a big hug, and he is.
So wait, he's ridiculous, but you want to give a big
He's
hug?
ultimately defeated by love because he likes young women.
Aren't we all, Kent? Aren't we all?
Roman likes young women for some reason. I don't know why.
I think this is.
I think I do.
I think this is a thinly veiled analogy for Kent. a large hairy creature with a TV,
With a giant head,
with a
helmet,
TV
and
for a
antennas.
head.
Big ears. Oh, move on. Someone go next.
I'll go next. My most ridiculous pick is Kevin from Saved by the Bell.
I forgot about Kevin.
If you remember, Screech, for like 3 episodes, Screech built a robot, a servant robot that would it helped Kelly with his science homework.
Lasted 3 episodes.
I think he was in 3 different episodes.
This is going to be the most obscure choice we're going to have.
It was just bizarre. Well, and the reason I bring it up most ridiculous is because I watched Saved by the Bell. I love Saved by the Bell. And as I was watching it as a kid, I remember thinking, why does Screech have a robot? And it's like this wisecracking AI that interacts with people, but its face looks like a speak and spell. It just doesn't quite work.
Now, Joel, Zach could freeze time. Is a robot really out of the question at this point?
It is because it's he comes in like I said, I think he's in 3 episodes, and they're separated by seasons. Like in season 1, there's 1 appearance. In season 2, there's an appearance or 2 appearances. And then he's never mentioned again. It's like they bring up this
I love
robot
90s sitcoms.
and then they just say, never mind, that wasn't working. Let's get rid of it.
I think they decided to make Screech from a nerd, with the smart, to just an idiot.
to just an idiot.
yes.
That's kind of true.
That's probably why the
he got
robot
stupider
disappeared.
as the show went on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Walking trash can. All right, Ryan, what's your pick for most ridiculous?
My unpopular opinion, and this is the engineer in me, is
We like these.
Are you daring to be the villain right
Yep,
now?
we like these.
is Transformers, because I just think
In general?
All
yes,
of them?
all of them, because they don't work.
What do you mean they don't work? I had the toy, right? I had the toy.
We're talking about fictional robots.
Wait, what is it? What is it that doesn't work? Like the characters in the movie don't work, or like the toys you bring home don't work? What doesn't work?
Because you can fold them and put them, make them cars.
If you wanted to build a real transformer, there would be no place to sit. Because like the
you mean because it's not real?
Hold on.
No, but they sit in this chest.
Hold on, Ryan.
When it transforms, they sit in the chest.
Yeah, and they're from Cybertron, and they make room. They know their bodies well enough. They can put humans in there.
I think this is an excellent opinion.
It's just the engineer in me. I look at these things and say, you could not build that.
You should just cut to the chase and been like, that crap's nonsense.
That's the rest of the show. We got to talk about this.
Wait.
The physics.
I want to
Transformers.
point something out because in the cartoon, you could actually see where parts were moving and going. But obviously there's some suspension of disbelief.
The cartoon doesn't have enough detail.
But then you get Michael Bay, and it's like this swirl of machinery that doesn't make any sense.
It grows and it does weird things. And things can shrink, and so it's even more ridiculous in the Michael Bay films.
Man, there goes the rest of my answers.
No, you see these characters sitting in the vehicles like they clearly fit. They work. All right.
I think
they don't work.
I think we've got an opinion here that doesn't work, Kent.
Yeah. Welcome to Baconsale.
All right, next up, most useful. Yeah, what's the robot that's actually going to help you out? Who's going to help you do dishes?
I'll go first on this one just because we've already talked about him. It's Baymax. I chose Baymax from Big Hero 6 because he is he's a healthcare robot, so he could detect my vital stats and let me know my level of pain, and if my kids are sick, he can treat them. And then when you hug him, it's like hugging a warm marshmallow.
He's like a really well produced Fitbit.
Yeah.
So he's like a body pillow.
Yes.
So we could snuggle together.
Yeah.
He could be my big spoon.
You totally could.
Yes.
But I mean, just in regards to uses, I'm like having a personal healthcare robot around the house would be really good to take care of my 17 children. And so,
Did you lose a few?
All the
You mean you would feel
17?
guilty?
What is this? 2010?
You wouldn't feel guilty about leaving your children on a night like tonight if you had Baymax there with them.
Well, I mean, every scraped knee, every bumped shin, every banged head, like children are basically lemmings who are trying to injure themselves, and having a.
I was really hoping for made up injuries right then too. It's like,
no, these are all these
for
really
every jump off the roof
that happened today. And then, but no, if they wanted to jump off the roof, didn't you remember in Big Hero 6 when he falls off the roof and Baymax just kind of holds him and they bounce on the ground?
Yeah.
They could totally do that. So
that
I
is
think
useful.
Baymax would be the most useful. By the way, I had an honorable mention, but it's
as
kind
a babysitter.
Actually, most honorable mention. Flip side, most useless, I'd say would be Tars from Interstellar. Okay, whose turn is it now?
Oh, I disagree.
Remember how we talked before the show? Yeah, the robotics guy disagrees. He's right about everything except for Transformers. All right, Ryan,
next?
what do you think?
All right, so I have an honorable mention as well. Rosie from the Jetsons.
Yeah, although she's on one wheel. On a little pedestal, one wheel.
So she has good balance.
It's a poor design flaw. That's easy to tip over.
Yeah, well, she's got a good gyroscope. She'll be fine.
Oh, she's got good gyroscopes.
Family friendly? What happened in the show?
Ryan, why did you do an impression of me and say that?
My most useful is also from Big Hero 6, but it's Microbots. So
Okay.
Microbots are
Remind me of the
Nanomachines,
Microbots.
essentially.
Those are the
right?
little evil ones.
Well,
not evil, but yeah.
It depends on who controls them.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
So there's those little Lego type robots that
That's
kind of
right,
can
the blue-
build into anything, right?
Right,
so
right.
you can reconfigure them in any shape you want.
But what would you put them in? Because they're not exactly going to be comfortable.
Well, I don't know.
Like, this is most useful. What would you use this for in a day?
No, he'll just command a couple of them to grab a cushion too and just sit down. Yeah.
Think of a 3D printer that can print anything and be reconfigured into something else.
Yeah, but it'd be temporary also.
Well, that's fine.
I'm just trying to figure out from your standpoint.
Joel,
I'm not getting after
I
him.
need a robot race. I need a race car bed. Boom. Race car
You still need
bed.
a mattress for that race car bed.
They can
Baymax
grab
can lay in it.
And then you
Baymax
have
lay in the
Baymax.
nanobots.
Baymax
you just throw a
mattress.
couple pillows in there and you're good.
Okay.
Yeah. These little microbots can go get the mattress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could be so lazy. I need some Doritos right now. Boom.
Goes to the store for you and brings up the Doritos.
Speaking of,
Yeah.
my most useful is a small wonder. It's Vicky.
It's Vicky?
It's Vicky. So think about this, guys.
Explain Vicky.
Superhuman
Yeah.
strength, super speed. She runs on atomic power. She doesn't feel emotion.
Who is she and what's she from?
Yeah, you got to get a pull back
She
here.
is literally from Small Wonder. She is a
Small Wonder, the 80s TV sitcom.
right. She was created to be the daughter and sister of this family, and she essentially is Rosie. She cleans the house, and it's part of the family. She's a very loving part of the family,
She's
except
a
for she
slave.
doesn't feel emotion.
She's a robot slave.
Yeah, she kind of
Robot
is.
rights.
Wait, once again, Robo
She's not
Rights
just a
over
trash
here.
can, okay?
Robo Rights over here is like, I don't want to own a robot, but I want a little robot girl cleaning my house 24/7.
She won't care. She doesn't feel emotion.
Oh my gosh, they're just arguing for it.
So here's the thing: they're in the Small Wonder Wiki, which exists. I found out today.
Wow.
She's like Ant-Man. She can shrink. She can grow. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
She also her neck can get really long
Yeah.
for some weird reason.
Elongate her neck.
It's really strange. Also, super powered learning, and this is why I think she's so useful. Not just cleaning my house.
So you can do your homework.
Is she learns very, very well, so she can like create like a new like detergent, which she does in the show. Also, she can increase the gas mileage of your car just by like testing the ingredients. And for like all the parents get rich quick schemes,
Testing how many ingredients are going into the car's gas?
ask Vicky.
Okay.
So she would be incredibly useful and make my life much easier. We could sell like any like
Do you like go to the
MLM
pump
scheme,
and then
she
you just
would
gotta
help me
like
do
spray
it.
her down with gas first, and then
That's rude.
How does it work?
That's rude. You got to be
That's
considerate
rude
with your robot.
now
slaves.
now it's rude.
Yes.
Kid, she won't care.
Yeah, to quote Kent.
And that is my
Hey
pick.
Vicky, let's throw a match on you too. Does it help?
That's rude. That's terrible.
She won't
Terrible.
care.
She won't care.
You never said that.
You did say that. You said she won't care.
She won't care about getting me Doritos, not about burning her alive.
She was on
Jeez.
my honorable mentions for most annoying. So
Oh, Vicky, wow.
Yeah.
Robot
If you haven't
rights.
seen Small Wonder, just go out to YouTube and just look up the opening credits. Just the opening
Yes.
credits, and you'll get a feel for how crazy that this was an actual TV show that aired for 2 seasons.
So good.
in the 80s.
Excellent choice. Next up, guys, what's the robot that deserved better?
all right, so robot that deserved better. I have Maximilian from The Black Hole.
Oh wow!
Oh yeah, I totally forgot.
So
Oh,
this
yeah, remind
is
us.
this is a Star Wars knockoff, right?
I completely forgot about this movie.
So right
But I
after,
know exactly who you're talking about. He's like kind of a dome head floating robot.
yeah, he's red. He's got like the glowing,
big eye, the big black and white eyes.
No, that one's Vincent.
Oh, which one's Maximilian?
Maximilian is the big
He's-
red one.
He's the bad one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan knows his robots.
Yeah, now I should remember.
Yeah.
So yeah, Black Hole is like kind of a Star Wars knockoff. Like I said, like right after the first Star Wars came out, 1977, there was like a slew of these.
Back then, Disney was like, "We'll make our own Star Wars."
Yeah, and now they just bought them for
Yeah.
$1 billion, or like
Right.
$4 billion. So,
Back then, though, they couldn't. Back then, Disney was dying.
I think Maximilian deserves a better movie because the Black Hole wasn't that great of a movie, but he was kind of a cool robot. He was kind of mean, so I think he needed to have like a better movie.
What was cool about him?
He was just vicious, I guess, and he looked menacing. So
There he is, Jacob.
Oh,
red.
wow.
He looks kind of like a Cylon from
Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
yeah, he definitely is kind of a red Cylon, I guess, a little bit from the original Battlestar.
Very
He's like,
cool.
he's like if the Emperor's Guard were robots. So many levels of geek right there. I'm sorry.
What have we done? Exterminate our fan base. So I'm going to go next. The robot that deserved better is from a movie I don't care for, and I don't think you do either, Joel. It's called AI. This is Little David.
Oh, little Haley Joel Osment.
Little Haley. It's not Haley Joel Osment. It's the character.
He doesn't care.
You're breaking my heart right now, and I'll tell you why. Because David was taught. He was created to love. That is like principally why
If
he
you
was
haven't seen
created.
AI, artificial intelligence, it's about these people lose their child and they're given an android child.
Yes.
And they program him to imprint on the parents and to always love their parents.
But when they reject him, it is so heartbreaking.
It is.
What do they do? Do they send him out to the woods just to get collected?
They drop him off in the woods because they get their child actually wakes up from the coma. I think it was.
Yes.
Spoiler alert for AI.
Yeah.
Don't watch it.
And then they end up saying, "Well, okay, we got our real son back, so we'll get rid of this AI one. He won't
Yes.
care."
Don't say it like it's me. I'm caring for David right now, but it's so sad because he is like an immortal creation,
Is
taught
his
how
name
to
David
love.
too?
It's David. Yes,
He's got two David picks.
I think he actually grew up to
David.
be Michael Fassbender.
The robot that made Kim care.
which is why he had
That would make
so
sense.
many issues.
So
Now we got it.
But it's really
Unresolved
sad
childhood
because
issues.
this robot was never created to die, and he was going to love forever, and he was immediately rejected, and so he was abandoned, and then kind of you see at the end of the movie lives forever with this hope for love, and never really gets it.
Yeah.
All right, Joel, what about you?
I went in the same vein that Ryan did. Actually, I chose BB-8
Because
because
What?
BB-8
Why?
People love BB-8. What do you mean?
He deserved better.
Better what?
Better movies.
He deserved better
Because
movies.
He is
Hot takes.
No, he
That's
is one of
cool.
the best things about the new franchise. Like, he's such an adorable little. Do you guys remember when we worked at our old company?
Yes.
We had that little BB-8 robot that would run around the office.
It was
So
adorable.
adorable.
Yeah.
BB-8 is a great character. He's got a fun personality, and he's put in movies.
Look,
that
Force
are just
Awakens was a
subpar.
fine movie for him to be in.
It was good,
It
but
was
not
good.
great. But
It wasn't that
he
great.
deserved better. Like, he deserved a better movie to be in because he's a better droid.
No. He saved the day in The Last Jedi when they were on the big starship and he rode that little AT-ST Walker thing and he was controlling it. That was awesome.
No, that's what I'm saying. He's
That's
like
really
I said, he's like the
stupid.
Pierce Brosnan, where he's a great character given bad movies.
Totally.
And I think
BB-8 is the Pierce Brosnan of Star Wars
yes,
robot movies.
yes. But no, BB-8 is adorable. I love BB-8 as a
It's done.
character.
We've said it. It's
I wish
over.
we had more BB-8, but just not in the movies we've been given. So he deserves better movies.
I agree.
All right, next category, we're going to go best in a fight. What robot is going to win?
This one was one of the toughest ones. I have some honorable mentions, but I'm just going to go with the winner. And it's the T-1000 from Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Oh, see, I chose the T-800 from Terminator.
Oh, this is good. Let's battle.
Battle. Well, okay.
No, hold on, wait. If you've already seen yours, Ryan, let's hear yours too, and then we can all battle.
Well, mine was
Iron Giant. Yeah.
That was my honorable mention, actually.
But he's good because he hit his head, remember?
He can
not
still
gonna fight.
fight.
Yeah.
No, but I chose the T-800 only because liquid metal was cool. But
The
it also
coolest.
it also was defeated by the T-800.
Was it?
Not
after
really.
After the
No,
T-800
molten
was
lava
crashed?
was
No, he
what
shoots
beat
the
it.
grenade launcher into him, and then he loses
Sarah
his balance and
Connor's
falls in
actually the
molten lava.
reason the T-1000 dies.
No, Sarah Connor runs out of ammo, and it's the T-800 coming up over the conveyor belt with the gun
that's
in
true,
hand.
yeah, the
Shoots a
grenade.
grenade launcher at him. Guys, come on. Come on.
No, but it was luck. You can smash.
Luck
You
and
can
lava.
smash
Luck
a
and
metal
lava.
Terminator.
Just
yeah,
say
it
it.
was lava. Luck and lava.
There we go.
Luck.
feel
it was,
better.
it
That was my
was
band's name in college.
Luck, love, and lava.
I was
actually.
Luck. My friend was Lava. We were a duet. Ukulele duet.
Spicy.
Nice.
Yeah.
But it's liquid metal. We don't have to go into it, but he can become anyone or any object. And it's much, much better and much cooler. That's why he was the upgrade from the T-800. And he doesn't just work for Skynet. He works for himself, which is why Skynet stopped making this model. And I found this on the Terminator wiki.
Okay.
They stopped making this model because he's just sentient. He actually has his own conscience.
Well,
and he has javelin arms.
But I imagine having, one of my favorite things about Terminator 2 is imagining myself as John Connor being able to have my own personal robot friend
Right.
who will maim but not kill when asked. Like, that's one of my favorite moments in many action movies is when he's like, no killing. And then, like, he shoots all those guys in the knee and he's like, what are you doing? And he's like, to live. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. He obeyed the order and he knows exactly he knows how to follow commands. He's going to be the one I want in a fight.
The one that won't kill or the one that will always kill
The
regardless?
one that will do what I tell him to do.
The one that could... Dude, this one is Ethan Hunt. He could trick you and be anything he wants to be. And the T-800 won't see it coming.
guys.
The T-800 totally could recognize
Here's what
him.
you're missing, though. The Iron Giant's probably going to kill both of you.
Exactly. The Iron Giant can take them all.
I
both
thought
at the
about
same
that.
time.
The Iron Giant will fire missiles at both, but the T-800 will be exploded at that point.
No, his
mine
flesh
will
will
go
just
into
come
little
off.
parts, come back together, and sneak up.
No,
And-
he'll grab him, drop him in lava.
No, so the
He'll
Iron,
just eat them both. and
Iron
then-
Giant is... Oh.
Oh, he'll eat some. He eats them. Oh, give
yeah,
it
but
over.
it's
Wow.
liquid metal.
So it'll be a little bit liquid diet.
It's like a juice cleanse.
I imagine just like the Iron Giant firing missile after missile at the T-800, and then all of a sudden the exoskeleton just comes walking out of the fire. And you see the scanner go to find the Iron Giant's weakness. Zap. Dead.
No, Iron Giant could easily beat the T-800, and I do think the T-1000 could beat the Iron Giant. Jake?
This isn't a game. This isn't a show.
I like this show. Oh, I don't know, Kent.
It doesn't matter.
Guys,
Let's move
I think
on.
we just came up with a robot fight bracket.
Oh, no.
I thought
Robot
about a
fight
robot fight bracket, but I thought C-3PO wouldn't do very well. So.
No.
Oh, come on. I would fight for him tooth and nail.
You'd fight for C-3PO?
I would.
Is this a romantic sort of thing, or is it?
I guess you have your bacon bit follow up for this.
Yeah. Bracket.
What would you do for 3CPO? C3PO.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, let's go with Vision of the Future next.
So I'm cheating on this one again.
Man, Ryan, for
So-
an engineer, you are not trustworthy.
That's true.
He's got an O for Marley.
All right. So on this one, I kind of wanted to combine a couple movies because I kind of want to have a bright vision of the future. There's a lot of robot movies that are kind of dystopian in nature.
Very much so.
And I don't really want to think that our future is dystopian. So
You trust robots.
Yeah,
to a degree, right?
To a degree, yeah.
You should.
Are our friends.
So I'm
don't
going to
care.
say something along the lines of iRobot or AI or Bicentennial Man, but with the robots from Elysium, because I think the robots from Elysium are the most realistic looking robots
Now
that they've
go.
had.
Oh, I'm trying to remember what
brief
those did.
synopsis of Elysium. That's the Matt Damon movie.
Yeah, Matt Damon.
About
and-
the city in the sky.
Yep.
And it's like a utopia up in the sky, but everyone down below is pretty miserable.
Yes. So, there's like...
What do the robots do in that one?
Oh, they're the police officers. So-
They're pretty
okay,
menacing,
okay.
though.
Yeah, they are. But like, if you're going to have robots, I think they're going to look like...
You're like, they
uh,
better be menacing. Like that's right.
Yeah, they're
And
going to look like those robots because those like... They're
What do the
pretty
robots
close.
look like? I was going to say, describe it for the audience. This is a theater of the mind. What are
So
those?
if you look up the robot Atlas... it's Atlas humanoid from...
Can I find that in the Small Wonder Wiki?
no.
Okay.
But you can find it from Boston Dynamics. It's the humanoid robot Atlas. And there's several versions of that. They are kind of moving on that
So
way.
okay, it looks like one of those the 4-leg dog robots, but
No,
standing on 2
no,
legs.
no.
What this
Yeah,
one looks like.
Yeah, that's probably a good description of it. Also, if they've seen the movie Chappie, it's basically the same robot.
I hate Chappie.
Yeah, Chappie's a dumb movie, but
I hate Chappie.
but Elysium has good
He's a
robots.
kid.
But I want them to be peaceful, more like the robots in iRobot or.
So you're kind of combining these.
No,
Yeah,
it's funny.
the concepts.
iRobot's a violent action movie with Will Smith, but like the stories it's based on is all based around the rules of robotics, which is
Yes.
they're actually really
The
peaceful
Isaac
in nature.
Asimov, yeah.
Exactly, and I think the way those are written, like there's always some drama there, but they always follow the rules, which is a really cool universe. He
what
creates.
rules is that?
Do tell.
The Asimov's 3 rules of robotics.
Yes.
Okay.
Ryan, do you know the Asimov's 3 rules of robotics?
Oh, I don't know if I can.
It's the first one's
quote
like
them
do
very-
not harm a human.
Yes. Hold on, I'm pulling it
And
up
you-
right now.
So yeah, you cannot harm a human is number one. And
Yeah,
then-
a robot may not. This is Isaac Asimov, who's the author.
Yes.
And he came up with the 3 laws of robotics that almost every fiction robot has come up with, has had since. So a robot may not injure a human being or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm. So there you go, Batman. You can't do. I'm not going to kill you.
Oh, are you
but
gonna
I'm
call
not
it
gonna
Batman?
save you. No, that whole.
dare you?
That whole,
Saying a robot's better than Batman.
I'm
Is
just
that what
saying
you're
that whole mentality
Shame
of
on
I don't
you.
kill people, but I let that guy die on a train.
Batman's not a robot. He's a human being.
I know. I'm saying you can't say I don't kill people. And
He'll
then
be
kill people.
fine.
Law,
sleeping.
The second law: a robot must obey orders given it by human beings, except where such orders would conflict with the first law.
Makes sense.
So it covers that base there. And then rule number 3: a robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first law or the second law. So
Perfect.
protect others, obey orders, and protect yourself. Those are basically the 3 laws.
There should be like a dancing law in there. They always have to dance.
And dance.
A dancing law?
After
Yeah.
every kill, called the Fortnite law.
And they do the hype dance.
So in iRobot, that's kind of like the
Thanks
whole.
for cutting us off.
Yeah, no problem. She gets back on track.
Yes.
Yes, please do.
But in that one, it's all about because the rules get broken, right?
Exactly.
And so, but it's kind of localized, and they deal with the threat. It doesn't get out of hand where it becomes dystopian. So that's kind of why I think that the Isaac Asimov kind of vision of the future is better. But if the robots looked like they look like in Elysium, I think that would be what's most likely to happen.
I think the most realistic vision of the future is actually, I feel like it's a grim movie because it shows what we as humans would be like, but it's her. Samantha. Her. With Joaquin Phoenix in the voice of Scarlett
Oh,
Johansson.
you love Scarlett Johansson.
I actually don't care for this movie, but I think it's really telling of kind of how lazy we'll get and how much we'll rely on
You wanna
AI.
give a brief synopsis of what hers about?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
her
haven't seen that one.
is the near future. They never really say, but Joaquin Phoenix is a man who's just been broken up with, and he picks up a new a phone, but it's AI that's willing to be, it's Siri, but she is sentient and she can actually like form a relationship
It's a
with
learning
you.
robot, a learning computer,
Yes.
yeah.
And so, like, for example,
She's not really a robot, though, is she?
she's
an
AI. And that's why I think it's a vision.
Cheater.
No, it's a vision of the future because I don't think robots are going to be everywhere, but I do think AI, with smart homes and everything, AI will be everywhere. And I think in this one, because it's a little more like dark because technology's everywhere, and like Samantha in the story, spoiler alert, but she becomes much smarter than this human she's talking to. In fact, she's talking to thousands of people, and he feels betrayed that she's not just in love with him, that she's in love with everyone she's talking to. And so it's like it shows our human side and how robots are really indifferent. They
Yeah.
can do anything they want.
Good.
Yes.
I think there's a good case to be made for Wall-E.
Yes.
Where the
Yeah.
robots are there to take care of you. You all become fat and lazy, and we don't have any
That's
muscle.
more of a vision of humanity than of robotics,
well, yeah,
though.
but I could see that possibility as well.
Yeah. Mr. I don't like dystopians, but let us all be fat and lazy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Earth dies.
Sounds wonderful.
My vision of the future actually was a little more literal as well, and I chose Kit from Knight Rider. No. Just
That's your realistic
hear
version?
Me, oh yeah, hear me out here, because in the future I think we're all going to drive 1982 Pontiac Trans Ams.
Sold.
Or no, but think about this, because we're talking about smart cars, self-driving cars. That's exactly what Kit was back in the day, and I believe down the road we're going to be having conversations with our cars as we're driving, asking them questions, getting information.
It'd probably just be
Solving crimes.
Elon Musk you'll be talking to.
Probably so. That voice in there. Hey,
We've
man.
already got several prototypes already.
But the thing is, like,
They do.
Kit, let me just read some of these features of Kit that I think could be part of the future. For example, obviously the talking and interacting with people. Also, it can run silently, so electric cars. Of course, that's something. It has a medical scanner with an electrocardiograph in there, so you can do health scans. It could deflate and reinflate tires. It could tint the windshield and windows on command. It had 2 front ejection seats. That's just fun. And could print hard copies of data on the dashboard-mounted printer.
Ooh,
This is the future.
Wow, that's
And also,
like
can we
some
skip that feature?
1980s.
And also, it
We're
worked
going
as-
through the amenities. I'm like, I'm not paying an extra $2 grand for that
Dot
one.
Matrix.
Also, yeah, probably some of the dot matrix.
no power windows.
It could
either.
also print money, or not print money, but it was an ATM. It could give Michael money when it needed to. It's like an ATM. But
Okay.
Anyway, I read this and I thought, I was thinking of the future, and I thought, really, Kit. I would be fine if it was William Daniels' voice too,
Yes.
like the original Kit voice talking to me. But I think interacting with our cars and having self-driving cars is very realistic future.
Really
I just
is.
don't think we'll
I
talk
agree.
to him. I think we'll
No,
just
we
go.
will.
I think we'll take a nap while we're going
They're,
to work.
they're, putting, they're putting Alexa in cars already.
Yeah, that's. I mean, don't say her name. She's going to turn on again.
Yes,
She will.
please no.
But then it's like, honestly, you get in and you're like, all right, Kit, take me to grandma's. Okay. And then you just lay down and go to sleep. But then when you wake up, you're like,
You're
how
at the
far-
3
how far are
grandmas.
we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, good news.
Actually, I read a headline the other day. This is like a month ago. Scottsdale, Arizona, their grocery store where they're practicing soft launch for self-driving cars delivering groceries to people's houses.
It's going to be weird when that
Excited
kind of
for that.
takes place. Oh, I also wanted to mention that, the red light on the front of Kit? That really didn't serve any... I mean, it served purpose in the show, but the creator, Glenn A. Larson, if you remember his name, he's also the creator of the Cylons and Battlestar Galactica. He was a creator of Knight Rider as
Oh, that
well.
makes total sense.
So he put the Cylon light on the front of Kit, and that's really... He thought it looked
So
cool.
he basically made a long light.
Yeah, and then
Yes.
people have actually speculated that Kit is a Cylon, but he has since debunked those and said, no, they're not related.
But he might be.
I'm still changing my answer
Kit's
to
a
robot.
seller.
I don't trust a Kit.
Kent, if we could have any female robot guest come onto the show, who would you choose?
So many.
This is the most attractive. Is that
The
what we're
most
going?
attractive
most
is the
attractive
category.
robot.
This
Most attractive
one-
robot.
Ken, I think we're going to agree on this.
I went
one.
with my gut on this one, and Joel's totally going to agree.
Oh, I'm excited.
It's number 6.
Nope. I didn't choose number 6.
How could you not choose number 6 from Battlestar Galactica?
Because she's a woman of low morals.
No.
Boy, is
Actually, she doesn't have low morals because she knows what she wants. Like, her priorities are.
Wait.
Her
It's
priorities.
not low morals if you know what you want.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's not like she's trying to be evil.
Let's try to do a better argument.
The Cylons have a plan. This is the worst. Ryan, what have you done?
No. Tell us. You're about,
showing us
tell
our true colors.
Tell us about number 6 and why you think she's attractive, you perv.
That red dress. No, here's the thing. So, Battlestar Galactica.
And all the runner-ups, we want to hear those too.
In the new show, Battlestar Galactica, they've created human-like robots, and they're the new forms of Cylons. And she is one that's able to infiltrate the government and the space fleet, and basically cause their destruction.
Some say that she's actually 6 from Blossom, all grown up.
Yeah. Right. Whoa.
So many 80s movies and 90s references.
there is a lot, yeah.
But yeah, she is. But also, like, if she dies, if one dies, there's like spaceships full of number 6s, and original
alert.
memories can be downloaded into their brains.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Actually, Ken, I thought for sure you were going to pick Ava from Ex Machina.
she might show up later.
So Ava from Ex Machina. Ex Machina is about a show about this guy who gets taken to kind of this Bill Gates, Elon Musk type character's house, and he wants him to test this robot to see how human it can be.
Have you seen this,
And-
Jake?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
I tried on edited, and even edited, it was difficult to watch.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it.
Oh, yeah.
I loved it edited. There was a big chunk missing right at the end, but I
Yeah.
loved it. But I picked Alicia Vikander, one, because she's Alicia Vikander, but two, because like there's plenty of robots out there that look beautiful. Like there's one in Star Trek, the original series that they just introduced in like the first season. There's the fembots in Austin Powers. Like there's one.
Look who's overthinking this now.
No, but I'm saying there's ones that look human, and that's why they're attractive. But she managed to be beautiful when she looks like a robot. Like she has the metal head and like the exoskeleton, and then just the face looks like Alicia Vikander. But it was the beauty inside that made me love her.
There's no beauty inside Ava? What are you talking about? Spoiler alert! No, Ava's like the robot next door. Number 6 is like, hello.
All right, Ryan, what
have I done?
Well said, honestly.
Ryan, what are you going to pick?
All right, I kind of cheated on this one. I did, and I'm probably going to say this name wrong, but Major Motoko Kusanagi's. So that's
Making up words.
Yeah,
I don't know who that is.
That's the one from Ghost in the Shell. So
Oh,
Scarlett
yeah.
Johansson.
Okay.
Wait, so Scarlett Johansson's version.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
the other one's an anime cartoon. So yeah, Scarlett
Hey,
Johansson version.
that's okay
I'm
for
pretty
some
sure
people.
we've rated cartoons on attractiveness on the show as well.
So it's not
Nala?
us.
Anyone go back to Nala?
So yeah, so she's technically a cyborg because her brain's been downloaded into a robot body, I
Yes.
guess.
But it's still a microchip, right? It's like not a human brain in
But
there.
yeah, they said
But
it's
it's
her
everything,
soul.
every memory. It's and she
Yeah.
feels like she's human, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But is she human or is she dancer?
She's a dancer.
Okay.
Definitely dancer.
Or just dancer. She's not
But
a
yeah,
dancer.
number 6 was my runner-up. So
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
she was the obvious one, so I didn't go with her. So
Oh, I'm the
It's all about mainstream.
I'm the obvious one now.
Who's your runner-up?
I'm lusting after 6.
Honorable mention?
Fembots.
You realize you just said that, and I'm going to quote that on Twitter.
What have I done?
I like how you like dig it in, and I'm going to quote that
Just so
on
you
Twitter.
know. This is going out of context.
Okay, so we did most attractive. It only seems right we go to best personality.
Oh, yeah, okay. They're basically the same. No,
Yeah, right.
I went first in this one, and I'm gonna give an answer that I'm not exactly informed on, but just from everything I know about this robot, I think Data has the best personality from Star Trek.
but he has no personality.
No, but that's the thing is like he's the strongest and the most intelligent member of that crew, and he is humble and he is personable. I remember I did see a part of an episode.
Sure,
when
he does try. He tries really
when he
hard,
was
which
doing-
is endearing.
when he was
Only in
doing
the
stand-up
holodeck.
comedy. Yeah, he was doing stand-up comedy in the holodeck, and I thought that was so funny. This random clip I saw. But
It's a good episode, actually.
So he's self-aware. He's sentient. Obviously, it's the same thing. But he shows a nuanced sense of wisdom, sensitivity, and curiosity, and he has respect from everyone around him because he is so nice to be around. And I think hanging out with Data would be a great experience.
That creeps me out. That white skin, it's whiter than mine.
It's like yellow,
Yeah.
like yellow,
It's got jaundice.
pale yellow, and then yellow eyes.
It's a jaundice
Well,
android.
you can't look human.
I think,
it's gonna be
Ken
off.
just called him a walking trash can.
You'll be fine.
So I went with a robot where you can actually program the personality, and I went with TARS. TARS from Interstellar has
big block?
the big monolith has the best personality because it's witty, sarcastic, humorous. You can program these traits.
You could hear that over the music.
It's hilarious. Joel, I'm going to turn you down to 60% right now of sarcasm. Okay, TARS, if you're getting tired of his jokes, you can turn him up, you can turn him down, and he can fly a spaceship. He can carry you to safety. If I'm like, TARS, I'm tired, take me to bed, he'll carry you into bed.
Give me some Doritos.
Give me some Doritos. Robot slaves, arise. There's going to be an uprising after. But
Wow.
I think TARS is great because in Interstellar, it's not a movie with a lot of levity, but somehow the blocky robots do it. So, yeah.
I like the blocky robots. All right, for mine, I pick K2SO from.
Wait. You can't sit there and bash on L337 and then say K2SO is one of the best.
Well,
They're the same vein of robot.
no.
One's slightly more annoying.
Remind me who this is.
So he's the one from Rogue One. He's
Rogue
the one
One.
from Rogue One. He's the kind of the infiltrator droid or whatever. And
He's the Lurpy droid.
He's Alan Tudyk.
he's funny.
I gotta look him up. I can't remember.
He's funny. He's humorous.
I actually do like when they get after him for like, you could have shot me, and he's like, yeah,
Yeah.
but he didn't.
So I don't know. I thought he was funny. I thought he had a good rapport with the crew.
He
so-
was. I was going to say he was entertaining in that movie. I apologize.
Yeah.
I shouldn't compare him to L337.
Yeah, to lead.
No, yeah, he was much better.
L337 was always going off about robot rights, and it was just annoying.
And he didn't care.
Yeah. Anyone that goes off on robot rights is just tedious.
I even know,
Especially when they're hypocritical about it.
I don't
am
even
right?
know where I
know they can't
stand
even
on
live up
this.
to it.
One side of their mouth are like, robot rights. The other side, they're like, walking trash can.
And the next is like, they're the hottest. Whoa.
and I like how "Give me Doritos" is like my biggest command.
You can do anything with this robot. Can it get me Doritos?
I want the taco flavor. Those are hard to find,
But worth it. Who's the best robot villain?
All right, I'll go first on this one. I have the T1000.
Ooh,
Great
now
choice.
That's
choice.
a good choice because he's terrifying.
Yeah, and he just keeps coming. He doesn't stop.
Have you seen this boy?
Yeah.
But then, I mean, I think we all remember, even when we were watching it on TV, edited, the part with the knife through the milk carton.
Oh, God.
right through the eye.
Terrifying.
It really was.
It was the eye?
Yes.
Never saw
Oh,
it.
I did. I saw a different version.
Yeah.
Weird. Yeah, great villain. That was my runner-up. I went with, and tell me if this is cheating, but I don't really care, but I went with Agent Smith. Agent Smith from the Matrix trilogy.
Is he a robot?
He's software.
I think we have to
created
accept
by
it.
robots.
He's an AI.
He's
Yeah,
AI, but yeah.
So I believe, look, the sequels aren't super great, but I actually love the fact that he has a character arc in the movies, and of the agents who are all just kind of like software meant to serve a purpose, he has his own personality, which he takes even further to take over the entire robot, which is the Matrix. And I think he is like the perfect foil for Neo in this movie because he continues to get stronger,
Neo?
just as Neo does.
Or Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson? Yes, but played by Hugo Weaving. Like, of villains, he is like, I don't know, probably top 10 movie villains altogether. I'm just throwing that out there.
I just love the contempt he has for the human race, too. And he's just like, when he calls us a virus.
A virus.
You are a disease.
Yes.
Like, the way he says it, it's just like,
I mean, Hugo
you can
Weaving's
tell.
voice in that is just,
And he hates
just
the
perfect.
smell of them. Like, I'm like, wow, he really hates us.
Also, does Hugo Weaving age? Because I feel like he is Agent Smith. Like,
I was thinking
even
that
now.
too, actually, recently when he was in
He's
whatever
actually
trailer
he's
it
actually
was.
Red Skull. He has that.
He
mask
is Red
on the
Skull.
whole-
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe it.
I thought he was Elrond.
I cheated on this one.
Okay.
I went with
Cheater?
I went with GLaDOS.
Cheater.
Oh, great choice.
She's not in movies or TV.
Yay!
But she's a video game.
Yeah.
But if you don't know who GLaDOS is, she's in the Portal games, which is this
Oh, that's
fun
what it
series
is.
of games.
Yeah.
And she's this robotic voice, but she is a robot. She has a mechanical being, but she communicates with you the whole game. And the whole time she's acting like she's this friendly voice, like guiding you through the game. And then she starts saying things that are just a little bit off. And all of a sudden you realize near the end she's trying to kill you.
The cake is a lie, Joel.
The cake is alive.
Fat chance.
But and the song's Still Alive that she sings
So
at
good.
the end. After you destroy her, the game boots up and it sings this song called Still Alive by Jonathan Coulton. It is hilarious. Look it up.
I love that game.
I just want
great.
to read some of the quotes here from GLaDOS. But she says, please, I'm not going to do her voice exactly right, but please note that we have added a consequence for failure. Any contact with the chamber floor will result in an unsatisfactory mark on your official testing record, followed by death. Good luck. It's stuff like that where I'm like, what? And then the Enrichment Center is required to remind you that you will be baked and then there will be cake.
This may be the nerdiest show we have ever done on
pretty
Baconsale.
nerdy.
It is
You're
nerdy.
welcome.
Oh, here it is. Here
You're
it is.
welcome.
This game is great, though. Anyone who plays games, go check out Portal.
Portal
2.
Great. But then this is one of my favorite ones. She says, this is near the end of the game. She's like, didn't we have fun, though? Remember when the platform was sliding into the fire pit and I said goodbye and you were like, no way. And then I was all, we pretended we were going to murder you. That was great. But GLaDOS.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Hilarious and evil.
All right, so we've gone from villain to hero. Who's
And
the
I'm going
best
to go
robot
contrary
hero?
to Ryan in this because I'm going to say Optimus Prime.
But you
Optimus
can't even fit
Prime.
people in Optimus Prime.
Optimus Prime.
Yes, you
He
can.
is
He's
the
alive.
leader.
You just couldn't build him.
He is the leader of the Autobots and one of the best leaders I've ever seen on television. Not movies, television. He is a strong moral character, excellent leadership, and sound decision-making skills. He also possesses brilliant military tactics, powerful martial arts, and advanced extraterrestrial weaponry. Optimus Prime, roll out.
Come on, martial arts. Like, that guy is so clunky.
Dude.
Is he really doing martial
You
arts?
want to go up against Optimus Prime?
I do not, because he could crush me easily.
Exactly. But yeah, I'd have to say Optimus Prime. He's such a good hero, and I would follow him anywhere.
Except,
Is martial
except
arts
to the movies.
like in his wiki?
What?
Is that in his wiki? Martial arts?
Yeah.
That's weird.
It's there.
The robots that learn martial arts.
on
Martial
Cybertron.
arts.
They're
Hold on,
out
who wrote
there.
this?
There's robots that know martial arts.
There's Bruce Lee bot. That's who we learned it from.
Okay.
All
Yes.
right, I'm going to go next.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I got Tars from.
Yeah, because he does save the day.
Is he a hero or a giant wooden block?
He's not a wooden block at all.
I really like the robots from Interstellar because they're not humanoid. Mm-hmm. I get kind of bugged by how.
Didn't you say you wanted to have all the robots look like the police in Elysium who are humanoid?
Well, I thought
they're humanoid-ish.
they were the most realistic, and if they're going to have humanoid robots, they're going to have.
He said that's most likely what it'll actually be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Boxes?
No. The humanoid ones.
Well, people want to interact with people robots that look like them, and that's
Right.
been kind of
Kent
tested and proven, and they interact better when they're look like a person.
Well,
So-
even better still, they
know,
look like number 6 for Kent.
What I like
Yes.
about
No, don't let Ken interact with number 6.
do not. I'll be worse than Baltar. So we're so nerdy on this show.
So nerdy.
The thing I love about TARS is like its functionality, right? Like it's
Yeah.
a block that moves really slowly, and then they're on the water planet, and all of a sudden he starts pedaling, and you're like, oh, he can do that.
Yeah.
Oh, he saves Matthew McConaughey's life. He
he's
can
not
go
totally
into a black
useless?
hole.
Wow.
Like I think these robots, they're more than meets the eye.
But the biggest thing is
Nah.
that he sacrifices himself so that he can get through the black hole.
Yes.
Right?
Spoiler alert.
Oh, whoops.
Sorry, we're
Spoiler
spoiling
alert.
all the robot
It's okay
nerds.
if you say it after.
I'm going with the T800 from T2. Judgment
not
Day?
from Terminator 1?
I know, right? And that's what I love, though, because he's so scary in the horror movie that is the Terminator.
Right.
And then the change up to hero.
When he pulls the guns out of the roses?
Oh, so good. And Sarah Connor's afraid of him, but he really does have this arc where he becomes a hero after being terrifying, and there's self-sacrifice involved, which any great hero in fiction would do.
Kent.
With a thumbs up in the lava.
I know now why you cry. That was a terrible Terminator impersonation.
Yeah, let's do that
I
again.
know now why you cry.
Hold on, I'm syncing with the thumbs up right now. But so good.
All right. Who's most likely to pass the Turing test?
The Turing test. Now, does anyone want to explain the Turing test?
Ryan should explain it.
Well, the only reason why we even know about the Turing test, well, maybe. I mean, that's the first time I heard it was in the Ex Machina, right? So obviously, Ava would be the obvious one, so I didn't pick her. So I went with the 7 Cylons from Battlestar Galactica.
Oh.
Are you fresh on the Turing test that you could explain it to everybody?
Yeah, the Turing test is, for an AI to prove that they are human, right? So that if you sat down next to it, you wouldn't know that it was a robot.
It's an actual test developed in the 1950s by a guy named Alan Turing, who was basically testing a computer to see if it could pass for a human. That's the Turing test.
I think Star Trek Next Gen's when I first heard about it, because they were trying to see if Data could be, if he could pass and if he was sentient. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the one that could pass for human. So which one did you choose again, Ryan?
I chose the 7 Cylons from Battlestar Galactica.
You don't say any names, but explain what they're about.
So the 7 Cylons, they're like number 6, right?
Yeah, I know.
So
Okay, so well,
1% of our audience even knows this show.
Yeah, let's take one step back. So Battlestar Galactica is the real boiled down version is there's humans and there's robots, and they have a war. Then the robots go away for a long time, and the humans think they're okay. Then the robots come back and they look exactly like the humans, and it's hard to tell them apart from one another. That's kind of the basis of Battlestar Galactica.
yeah, and kind of the premise is a little bit of a spoiler alert for the
It's the first
Battlestar
episode, you're
Galactica,
good.
is that they've already infiltrated all the humans, and there's 7
My
of them.
heart.
7 that you know of.
That have
right?
been
your
walking
heart,
among
yeah.
them this whole time, and they didn't
And
know.
they figure out who the 7 are, but then they find out there's either 5 more. There's the final.
Yeah, but
5.
we don't want to get into those because that's where the show really lost the plot. It's the worst.
So anyway, the 7 Cylons, because they're already living among you, and they already passed the Turing test because you didn't know they were there.
Yeah.
So, Ryan, thanks for calling me out for being mainstream because I'm going with Ava from Ex Machina. Wow. Slam.
Considering the whole basis of the movie is the Turing test.
Yes, but the thing is, it takes it a little bit further. For example, a really famous MIT researcher and the CEO of the predictive intelligence company Expect Labs, he says, Ex Machina proposed a sort of inverse where it's not enough to have a human be deceived for a machine to be real. The machine needs to convince the human to do things for it, to fall in love with it, to serve its own purposes. And that's why it's more than the Turing test. Caleb in this movie, he saw that she was a robot, right? But he fell in love with her, and he started...
Because she's the most attractive.
Nah, he's a 6.5, and he fell for a 7. She's the robot next door. I am the worst.
It's okay. But they don't care.
Yeah, they don't
Caleb
mind.
is a programmer in the movie, so he doesn't have a lot of games. So
Yeah, exactly. But he
Yeah.
actually does things going against. Well, I don't want to get too much into the story because people need to watch this freaking movie.
It's smart sci-fi.
It really
Watch
is.
it edited.
Watch it edited. But there's
if you want to watch it,
there's a dance scene which is really, really cool, and I know
Bizarre.
Jake loves robot.
The dance scene
dances.
was actually cool. It was like, what is going on?
Like the whole movie, it comes out of nowhere, and you're like, "What is happening right now? Am I watching the same movie I was just watching 5 minutes ago?"
Right.
Yeah,
but the
that's
way
exactly right.
The way she manipulates him in the movie is the way she manipulates the audience as well, and
You
it's
become part of it.
masterful.
Yeah.
And she even
Really.
starts. Well, okay, we're not going to get to it. I actually chose Ash from Alien.
Okay.
Now, Alien. Everyone remembers Alien because the chest bursting scene. Like that's where the movie kind of starts for everyone. But you forget that there is an android on board who looks just like a human, who acts just like a human, and he's actually one who convinces the crew to follow the distress signal to the planet. He's the one that once they find out it's not a distress signal, but a warning signal, that still convinces them to go. And he's the one who convinces them to bring on, well, he kind of brings it on himself, the infected person.
Wow, the androids are the worst in those movies.
And it's because his directive was bring a specimen home, humans are expendable. And he convinced everyone that he was human, and it's not until he gets blown apart and it's like this weird white mushy mess.
Yeah, I remember that. It was like, that's the weirdest looking
But he
goo.
fools the audience too, because I had no idea he was an android, and then all of a sudden, like, I thought he was just one of the crew, and then all of a sudden he's like a head on the ground talking, and I'm like, what is happening? Why is my mom letting me watch this?
I actually remember the
That was
Spaceballs
only 3
scene of
weeks
that
ago,
part
too.
more.
Spaceball?
You remember Spaceballs?
Oh, yeah.
And it's actually John Hurt in that movie
but
as well.
That's not.
Oh, is that
that's
not Ash?
No. Ash is played by Ian Holm, who plays Bilbo Baggins in The Lord of the Rings.
You're right. Okay.
Yeah, he's younger than. Yeah, it's
Okay.
John Hurt is the one he brings in who's infected.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nerds.
Oh, now you're going to say that?
into my life.
All right, who's the coolest cyborg?
I'm going to go first on this one.
Whatever this means.
And people aren't going to maybe even think of this character
Remember,
as a cyborg.
is part human, part
Here's
machine.
the definition: is a fictional or hypothetical person whose physical abilities are extended beyond normal human limitations by mechanical elements built into the body.
This has to be. I think the baseline we put here is controlled by a human brain.
Darth Vader is the coolest cyborg.
Wow.
And people don't normally think of him as a cyborg.
And that's what I didn't either. And I was like, wow, he is a cyborg, though. He was the chosen one. And he didn't have the high ground. But he was saved.
Make him say
And
stuff, Joel.
Here's the funny thing, though.
Make him say stuff.
No, here's the funny thing is that I feel like as a kid, I didn't pick on the fact that he was cyborg at all or
Right.
metal at all. I just thought he wore the mask and just be
And had all
intimidating.
these like buttons.
Yeah, the buttons on the
Right.
chest. I didn't know they had to do anything. It wasn't until like you see the prequels that you're like, wow, he really didn't have much body left.
Well, you do see it. Like he can't breathe without the suit.
But still, he could
And
have
then-
been. He could have been like horribly burned. You know, it wasn't until like
right.
the
But he
movie
has that
I
weird
realized-
turtleneck in Return of the Jedi, where you can
Yeah.
tell he's part robot.
No,
anyway.
I thought it was just like a harmonica thing that just came up. Like,
he loves harmonica solos.
yeah,
It's actually he's just singing the blues when he's in there, but it sounds really crazy.
I am
and scary.
surprised we did not pick the same one because I
Okay.
chose RoboCop.
Almost did.
Because RoboCop
Darth Vader's way cooler than RoboCop.
No way.
Easily.
Yeah.
No,
Listen, Michigan.
No. RoboCop,
Easily.
part man, part machine, all cop. Detective Murphy is a good guy,
Sure.
doing good, who has a gun that comes out of his leg.
Compared to Darth Vader.
He'd take down Darth Vader.
Are you serious?
Dead.
Darth
Bullets
Vader?
wouldn't even reach Darth Vader.
The
No.
Sith Lord Darth Vader can get taken out by a pistol?
Yeah, by RoboCop's pistol, or by the giant data spike he has coming out of his hand.
You think you don't think Darth Vader can just toss him aside like the metallic?
All he
heap
would
is?
do is just
He will go into the
RoboCop
Robo
would simply
trash
scan
can.
Darth Vader's files, walk up and be
It's
like,
not who's tougher because it's easily Darth
walk up
Vader.
and be like, "Pod
Are you
me."
really fighting this fight?
and then Darth Vader would collapse into tears and be like, pod me, and then bam, bam, bam. RoboCop wins.
I hope you die in that
This is
hill.
quite a fantasy.
And RoboCop has 3 directives: serve the public trust, protect the innocent, uphold the law.
Number 4,
He number 4 is actually classified.
Lose to his Sith
kill Darth
Lord.
Vader.
No, it's actually one of my favorite things about RoboCop. Maybe this is a spoiler, but RoboCop he has a fourth rule that's classified and he can't know it, but it's that he can't harm any of the senior executives of the company he works for, and so they can get away with anything, and he can't do anything about it. And then one of the best parts is like at one point, this guy's holding these people hostage, and then the one guy goes, "You're fired" to the guy, and all of a sudden RoboCop's director just goes, "Brum," and now he can finally kill the bad guy.
It's
Great
so
moment.
clever.
It's a great moment.
so clever.
He's really clever. He could probably kill Darth Vader.
You know you loved it, kid.
I like it, but against Darth Vader,
RoboCop is
Like-
the cooler cyborg.
one of the greatest movie villains of all time, and RoboCop.
It's not greatest villain, it's coolest cyborg.
and he's the coolest cyborg.
No, RoboCop.
Am I wrong?
RoboCop.
Ryan?
Darth
Ryan?
Vader.
Oh, come on.
Thank you. Robotic expert.
No.
I was going to put Darth Vader on my list, but I thought I already picked too many from Star Wars,
Okay.
so I went with something else. I also had General Grievous as an honorable mention. But
Oh, yeah.
I kind of
Okay.
like the idea of that the cyborg adds a little bit to your abilities.
Like the conflict and what? Okay, yeah.
No, like so he's got to enhance you somehow. So I went with Doc Ock because then you get
okay.
the
4
robotic
extra
arms.
limbs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But then, like, are you Doc Ock before the chip malfunctions or after the chip malfunctions?
well, either way.
What? Either way.
Whatever happens, happens.
The thing that's cool about Doc Ock, though, is that like when the chip malfunctions or whatnot, they control him in a way. So there's like his brain working against the robotic brain, and so there's always that conflict. And I think that's kind of what a cyborg in a story needs to have.
Yeah.
Or a really cool gun.
That comes out of his
Then he can kill the Sith Lord. All right, next up, most impressive AI.
All right. So I'll go first on this.
Let's hear it, Ryan.
And AI, once again, artificial intelligence. This is bodiless intelligence.
So for me, on an AI, it's got to like be kind of everywhere, kind of like HAL 9000. But I already used HAL, so I went with Pin or Wheelcaster from Transcendence. I know it's kind of a dumb movie,
Oh, wow.
but
Pulling out
Picking the- I was gonna
Transcendence
say,
references on Baconsale?
We've
That's
never
a
referenced
first.
Elysium or Transcendence on this show.
Yeah.
For reasons. Really good reasons.
I am wearing the Slack Audio Culture.
Yes,
so.
yes, you are.
So give Transcendence kind of, those that haven't seen it, kind of the basis of what the movie's about
So
and how AI plays into it.
the movie's all about AI. It's about these groups of researchers that are building their different AIs, and then there's a terrorist organization that's against this whole idea of bringing AIs to life, right? So they're out to kill all the different scientists that are creating AIs.
Okay.
And so they show up at one of these lectures. The one that is Will Castor, who is played by
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp, that's his name. We're played by Johnny Depp, and they shoot him with a radioactive bullet, and so he's going to die.
Is this a real movie?
A radioactive bullet.
They give
is a real
Spider-Man
movie.
or Bullet Man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is a real movie. And so his wife and his friend, who has did a lot of work on mapping brains and mostly on chimps, they map his brain before he dies, and they plug it into this Pin computer, which is a super AI. And he kind of boots up, and then he starts to do things, and he asks for more power. And the one friend kind of gets a little nervous and says, "We should shut him down." And the wife just can't do that, so she keeps him alive, and then she lets him out into the world, and that's when the movie starts to turn interesting. So.
All right.
Okay.
My most impressive AI, I don't think you've seen this yet, Kent.
I'm listening.
Upgrade. STEM from Upgrade.
Up
seen
top.
it?
You picked it?
It's so STEM.
Okay.
Yes.
Have you seen STEM? Or
I
have you
have
seen
not
Upgrade?
seen
You
STEM.
need to.
So
We had a whole
We can't-
conversation
we
about
can't
it.
give away too much of the story here.
and I won't. But so Ryan, here's the premise of STEM. I keep saying STEM. Upgrade is the movie, but the
Lazy title.
The technology, yeah, it is. But the technology
actually
that-
works
The
on every
technology they
level.
put in is STEM is the technology.
I don't
It's
know.
this microchip. This guy gets in an accident. He's a quadriplegic. They put this microchip in his spine. And the microchip will let him walk. Like it allows him to be able to communicate with his lower body and bridges the gap and allows him to move. But it also then starts to communicate with him. And it's able to give him information, give him insight. He's trying to solve this mystery, and so it kind of gives him help, like figuring out what to do. And then when he gets in danger, it can take over his body and give him superhuman kind of like.
Could have been a better
moves and
Netflix
power.
series, I think.
It would have been really interesting to see that played as Netflix
But
series.
anything
Yeah.
he sees becomes a photographic image that can be, he can enhance.
He can zoom in and enhance.
Exactly. And I mean, it's.
And I don't want to say anything,
Right.
But it is smart intelligence. Like it is insidious. There's something going on with this thing that just makes you a little uneasy the whole time, and with good reason.
Yes.
So
See Upgrade, edited.
yes,
It is good.
it's on ClearPlay.
Yes.
That's how I reviewed it.
All right, what's the mech suit you'd like to wear? And we don't have names for mech suits, right? Because it's always just like that mech suit in this movie.
Some,
right?
some
Yeah.
have.
I'll go first because I want to get over with.
Because a mech
Okay.
suit is basically, like we said, a mechanical device that won't function without a human inside it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Iron Man suit.
Wait,
What?
Wait, what was that?
Can't hear it. I can't hear him.
Kent, what is it that you want most in the world? Say that again.
To be Batman.
No. To be the Marvel's version of Batman, which is...
The poor man's Batman.
Wait, Tony Stark is poorer than Bruce Wayne?
He is the poor man's Batman. He was created after Batman. He
Zorro
is
was
a
created
billionaire.
for both of them.
So Zorro is the original.
Zorro is the original
That's where all the... That's all.
I'm
all
not
the
lying.
came
That's
from.
that's actually true. Yeah, Iron Man suit. I hate to say that, but and it feels
Is that
like
technically
cheating.
a mech suit?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is,
totally
huh?
is.
And I really wanted to pick like District 9 suit, and I hope that comes up. But Iron Man suit, you can fly. right? You can shoot lasers. You can watch Netflix while you're flying. You can do anything you want.
Do you get Doritos?
You, no,
you're watching
cannot,
Netflix.
You
I
cannot
think you
fit
might-
Doritos in there, but you can also control the suit from afar to get Doritos for you.
Okay. Glad we worked that out.
But because I love flight more than teleporting, like it's got to be Iron Man's suit because you could fly.
Okay.
Yes.
and you guys choose that as well?
No, I did
No.
not. I actually chose Voltron.
Okay.
Because here's the thing. I like the idea of being inside a giant robot and controlling it, but I didn't like the Pacific Rim ones because you have
You
to
need two
connect your
people.
brain in it, and you have to have two people like connected together, and you have to be able to merge.
Not if it's a small enough robot.
Well, that's what you can do,
'Cause
like
that's how it works.
Gundam, like Gundam, which Pacific Rim is based
But here's the
off
thing:
of,
is
right?
Voltron. If you guys remember the '80s cartoon Voltron,
You have to have 5.
They have 5 tigers, 5 robotic tigers. So I could just run around my
Joel.
tiger, but then I can get 5 of my best
Hey,
buddies.
Hey, can I be your left leg?
Sure. Yeah. You form leg, you form arms, and I'll form the head. But then you can have your 5 separate robotic tigers, or then you can all come together
This episode.
as one giant
It is like one slew of
Voltron
references.
force. And so that's the thing, is we could all go hang out together and
And fight bad guys.
and go fight Ryan's Iron Giant that he's trying to fight us with.
He'll still eat you.
He'll just eat you. Yeah, exactly. He's got it.
We're taller than him. I'm pretty sure Voltron is taller than Iron Giant.
He is. It
Iron
is.
Giant
You
is
don't know.
50.
It is.
We need a fact check, I think.
I'm looking how tall is.
Someone will
I'm
look it up
Googling how
after.
tall is Voltron.
All right, Ryan, what do you think?
All right, so kind of like on this one, I kind of went realistic. The ones I think are most realistic, and I think that even though the Iron Man suit is pretty cool, it's not very realistic. So
What?
I just don't.
Kent's favorite movie is not realistic.
Kent went so mainstream on this.
Oh my
episode.
gosh.
He could hardly be more mainstream for that one, really. I mean,
Oh my gosh.
So I picked some really So I guess the one I went with was the combat suit from The Edge of Tomorrow, or Live, Die,
jacket.
Repeat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's the one I was thinking of, actually.
Combat
That's a cool.
jacket or whatever. So anyway, I thought that was the most realistic looking one.
Oh wow.
Like if there was actually an apocalyptic war.
Sorry.
That's
Yeah.
one that could.
Iron Giant is 50 feet tall. Voltron is 196 feet tall.
Oh, yeah.
Still give it to Iron Giant. He's just going to have a huge meal.
Gosh.
Anyway, go on, Ryan.
How to eat an elephant one bite at a time.
So you were saying the live, die, repeat.
Yeah, I think the combat suit, the exoskeleton in that is like the most accurate.
What
of
about the Avatar one? That's a big mech suit, right? Those are big and cool.
The one from the
Remember
movies.
those? No, they're not.
No, because that's more like a drone type thing. So you're not in the suit.
No, the ones
Yeah.
you get in. Not, not
I mean,
the actual Avatar
they
thing.
count, but I mean, all of these are
You're
far-fetched,
requiring
right?
the listener to remember this movie.
Yeah, Avatar.
Avatar, that's the movie you're worried about them remembering after
No
the
one
stuff you
remembers
said?
Avatar.
Last Airbender?
It's like,
Voltron? What's the
everyone knows Voltron.
I never saw
I think
Voltron.
Edge of Tomorrow does it well because it feels like if the military were to invest in mech suits, because they're really clunky, right?
Yeah.
But they serve a lot of purpose, and
you
if
can
you
fall
can
from
handle them well.
heights, really far heights. Yeah.
And I feel like that would be almost like their test model before they actually like refined it.
Yeah,
So-
they also have. I just mentioned they have mech suits in the Five Kingdoms too. Brandon Mull.
that's
So,
right.
yeah.
I actually like those mech suits the best. But,
Yeah.
Okay,
you
so
know,
trash
this isn't
collector.
about books.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, are you ready? We're down to the last category.
The last category.
Yep, that's right. That's right. And for the last one, we're going to discuss the robot that you think is the most likely to take over the Earth. Who's going to do it?
I'm going to go first on this one.
Okay.
It's been said before, but it's HAL 9000. So this is a robot that actually has turned against humanity, and he develops sentience, right? Like he knows what's right, and it may be for no one to live on this planet anymore. And I think that's maybe even to save the planet itself, or maybe even to,
But how he can take over a spaceship? But how is Hal going to take over the world?
No, but you think HAL was developed just for the spaceship? In 2001, I feel like HAL is an extension of what already existed in that world at the time. Because I don't think they just gave the best tech to the spaceship. I think that was probably in every building, in every home. I think HAL would be global. And HAL is truly evil of his own making. Like, the smarter he got, the more he realized he could do, and started to get worse. I'll just say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert for 1969.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Something like that. I chose Chip from Not Quite Human.
Really?
If you remember this Disney movie, okay. So Kent, I also had big,
No, everyone's seen that, but Avatar, no one's seen Avatar. Yeah.
No, everyone
That makes
forgot about
sense.
Avatar. I'm introducing them to Not Quite Human. So Not Quite Human is the story of a guy who builds this android who looks like his son, and he passes him off as his son, and then
Yeah.
it's basically a Turing test to see if he can go around and interact with humans. But much like Vicky Kent, Chip doesn't know his own strength. He has no real emotion. and he takes things very literally.
Yeah.
So what happens when his teenage sister throws herself on the bed one day and just says, "Ugh, I just wish everyone would go away." Okay. And he'd go out and just start destroying people.
But he's just a robot. He's not going to take over the Earth.
He's going to take over the Earth because he's going to destroy all humans. That's what
One
he's going to
robot,
do.
only Roman.
Wish I
can
knew
do
who
that.
you were talking about.
He's a
Roman.
He's a kid with a mullet. He's got a curly-haired mullet.
But no, I think just much like Vicky, I think people will underestimate Chip, and it's going to cause the death of all humans and destroying.
I would like to see that apocalypse.
The Chip apocalypse.
Chip-apocalypse.
Who is Chip played by? I got to remember who he's played.
It's like Kirk Cameron's little brother.
Jay Underwood. Which, if you look him up, oh man, he aged.
Oh, jeez.
He doesn't care. He's a robot.
You said it, not me.
Light him on fire.
But he was in. I mean, he was in Uncle Buck. He was in The Boy Who Could Fly. Like that's the Jay Underwood is the actor.
He hasn't been anything lately.
No. I remember I saw him in a commercial for like Napa, and I was just like sad that Chip from Not Quite Human wasn't getting good jobs anymore.
All right.
All right,
so-
Ryan, take
Ryan,
us
we're going to
home.
end it with you.
All right. Spoiler alert for Ex Machina. Ava is the most likely to take over the world. And, you might think Skynet when you think of AI taking over the world.
Oh, right.
because-
Skynet. What do you even think about that? We
But
didn't mention them.
I think Ava would be the one to do it because she would be subtle. She'd subtly.
But here's the
take
thing: is
over.
much like Kent talked about Hal kind of taking over all the computers, and me. But then I mentioned Chip as just one robot. Ava is just one robot.
Well, she's one robot now. What happens if she gets out?
How's she going to replicate out of there?
She's a robot. She can do what she
She
wants.
is smart.
Ava is the type that could, I mean,
She can replicate herself.
Ava is the type
Family
that
friendly.
could rise to power, if you will,
Yeah.
and can manipulate people in power.
Yes.
To do
She
whatever
could.
she
She
wants.
could manipulate.
So I think-
You
Yes.
think she can manipulate people in power of our country? What are you talking about?
Weird.
So, like Skynet, the solution was just to start blowing things up, right? But Ava, she's going to do it more calculated. She's going to infiltrate. She's going to do things subtly, so you don't know that you're being taken over until it's too late.
And see, I want to give spoilers, but I'm going to leave it there. Okay.
Because it's just one of those movies you need to watch because it is smart sci-fi. It's a slow burn. It takes a long time to get
Yep.
where it's going, but it's fascinating almost the entire time.
Fellas,
We did it.
wow. What an episode.
We did our first patron show, and thank you, Ryan. We're going to be
Yeah.
the last one too. 'cause,
Sorry, everybody out there.
So Marley, I know you're not on mic right now. Are you okay after like all that nerdiness? Because that was
I was just happy that Data finally got mentioned.
she was happy Data got mentioned.
I
Yeah.
grew
Okay.
up on Star Trek and things like that.
We had to give a shout out to them.
Awesome.
I have 4 brothers and 3 sons and a nerdy husband. This is my
we are so sorry.
I mean,
Data,
She has an
Okay.
R2D2 phone case she's showing us.
so
Data loves cats. You
So
know
I was
what?
gonna say that-
he's just
Data loves cats.
He's likable.
So
He's a
does
really
Alf.
likable guy. It's a different sort of
I just want to get
relationship.
another 80s reference in. I just want to throw that in there. Guys, seriously, we went through so much, and great job, Ryan. Good subject. I think we had a lot of fun with it. It's geeky, but I think that, especially if you pass this on to your engineering friends, they'll
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Sure.
And then they'll yell at us, too. Ryan, is there anything you want to plug here at the end of the show? Any shout-outs you want to give to anyone or anything?
I'll just give a shout out to my kids. I don't have as many as Joel, but hello to all of them.
Nobody has as many as
they
me.
love the podcast.
Oh, yeah? They're
We listen
fans?
to them on road trips.
Edited
Yeah.
The show is family friendly.
sometimes.
The younger 2 have also asked for Baconsale shirts, so I think my daughter has like 3 Baconsale
2.
shirts.
What?
Man.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
That is awesome. They got them at tpublic.com/baconsale.
And if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can. You'll probably get a lot of political stuff that I retweet, and you might drop me soon after that. But it's near of 2112. So
It's near it's your last name, Ferrin, backwards.
yes,
Yeah.
It's because I went to use my real name, and there was like 100 of them. So I had to come up with something a little
And,
bit
you,
different.
and also Ryan is actually fairly loyal at interacting with us on Twitter. That's where he primarily interacts with us.
Yeah.
And so you can see his tweets there. If you want to find me on Twitter, though, you can find me at 76Joel, or you can find me performing with Quick Wits. They perform every Saturday night at the Midville Performing Arts Center. For more details, go to qwcomedy.com or go to the Quick Wits Facebook page.
If you want to find me on Twitter or Instagram, it's at Kenny3DD, and I had to do Kenny3DD because Kenny3D was taken. So I hear
that's
you
the reason.
there, Ryan.
That's the reason.
It kind of is.
Sure.
I think I even asked you if 2D was around. You're like, it was, but
And if you want to read my movie reviews, it's ShowtimeShowdown.com.
You can find me on Twitter as well at Jacob A. Rogers. Ryan's probably more interesting to follow on Twitter, though, let's be honest. Also find Baconsale on Twitter at Baconsale. Joel already plugged the store, so that's a good one, tpublic.com/Baconsale. Also, if you want to join as a patron, go to patreon.com/Baconsale, and you can find out how you can request your own show and come be a part of it, just like Ryan has. It's a cool thing. We really like, and Ryan, we're really, really glad you came.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ryan.
It's been a good show, good choice. And one last thing, we mentioned at the beginning of the show, but seriously, if you sign up before the end of Halloween, Kent will draw a picture of you. And that's just cool.
Sounds so cryptic.
Right?
Sounds so
You're going to
cryptic.
send a picture, and he's going to turn it into something creepy. Right?
Yeah.
Hashtag
That's
Kent,
normal.
Right? Okay. And until next time, remember, you can shine no matter what you're made of.
Is he speaking Spanish again? Sí. Gracias, señor.
Alexa, stop. Alexa, please stop.
Alexa.
You're done. It's over. You have to
Alexa!
You'll have to go in.
Alexa.
Play Kenny's shower mix.
We get 2 Jacobs in here. That's probably why, because I have no personality.
What's your robotics level, Whittler? We poisonous gases to poison the masses. The masses, because they're,
Oh no, watch out for IBM.
There are 2 Michael Fassbenders together.
playing the flute.
Family friendly?
All right, yep, I am ready with the list. Are you guys ready though?
How Kent scares off all of our female guests.
Marley, I promise I won't ask you. Ryan, I promise I won't ask her out. I have a tendency. And why did you say I was like Samara as far as dating goes?
You're the one that made the comparison. That's what I was saying.
But then you said that's a really interesting comparison.
Yeah.
Is it because people have to keep having to pass it on, or they'll be...
No, it's
they'll
because,
have to
it's
succumb?
because you compared yourself to an evil person who's compulsed to kill.
That's exactly what I was saying.
To date! To kiss!
I was like, you need to stop doing that.
I've been recording this whole time.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's
Just a
good
kiss!
stuff.
7 days. That's a war machine.
He is a war machine, but he got damage to his head, and now he's fine.
Be progressive,
You
okay?
robot apologist.
Robo rights. No, he can get me a girl like Megan Fox, though. That's the thing, and that's actually my number 1 reason why I want Bumblebee. But he's just a moving trash can with a little person in it.
Blah, 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 blah. And I'll look at her like, am I funny?
Most boring fact ever.
Yeah, walking trash can. Children are basically lemmings who are trying to injure themselves.
BB-8 is the Pierce Brosnan of Star Wars
Yes.
robot movies.
Yes.
I would fight for him tooth and nail.
You'd fight for C-3PO?
I would.
Is this a romantic sort of thing? Or is it...
Batman's not a robot. He's a human being. Or she will eventually kill you. And it is...
Sounds like Kent's dating wife, am I right? Heyo!
Ava's like the robot next door. Number 6 is like, hello. That's okay.
I'm
for
pretty
some
sure
people.
we've rated cartoons unattractiveness on the show as well.
So it's
Nala.
Anyone that goes off on robot rights is just tedious.
Yeah.
Hilarious and evil. He's such a good hero, and I would follow him anywhere. I'm like, what is happening? Why is my mom letting me watch this?
Yeah, well, she's got a good gyroscope. She'll be fine.
Oh, she's got good gyroscopes.
Family friendly. Exterminate our fan base.